morning, Lima. This is the news. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Aaron. How are
I
you?
am fine. What about you?
Fine, thanks. Do you hear about Jesus?
Yes, of course. I investigate a lot of information about Jesus in the Bible and another books, for example, in the books MacArthur.
Oh, that sounds great and very interesting. Today we talk about Jesus.
Yes, of course. We start. When when we talk about Jesus, the people think in God, but they forget that He's also a person. Do you heard about Jesus? If we return to the past, we can see like Jesus growing up in the small town of Nazareth, where he adopted father Joseph. Teach him to use the tools of carpenter. It's hard work requiring much manual labor, skill and eyes for construction and body that can bear up to many hours of sweating in the hot sun.
We can see Jesus when he is a child talking with the teachers in the church. Then Jesus is baptized for John, and he then began the kingdom preaching and teaching word that God sent to him to her to do, to help him in this world. Jesus chose 12 men and made them his apostles.
Many years later, Jesus left this job and he started his mission in the world. He is around the people while he teaches about love and forgiveness using parables. On other hand, we can see miracles while he walked with his 12 disciples between the ground like a leopard healed, and blind can see again, and paralytic can walk.
Also, kids bring to the Jesus, and he recite them with love. In this instant, tell us how to do go to the sky, like a children says. Jesus also does other miracles, like a feeds thousands of people with only few small fish and a bread, and he helps to the sick and even raise the dead.
We can see to Jesus preached for about 3.5 years ago. Finally, we learned about the many things that happened to Jesus during the last day of his life, and how he was killed. Jesus prayed about 3.5 years.
But this is not the finish. On the third day after his death, Jesus can resurrect. Later, he appears to the followers 5 different times. Jesus continued to appear to them for 40 days. Then Jesus ascends to the heaven after God pours his Holy Spirit on Jesus' followers while they wait Jesus' return.
After 2,000 years, through the Bible, we can continue to meet Jesus. When we talk about Jesus, it's necessary to talk about his teaching and about love and forgiveness.
Oh, one of the most important stories about four kings is that which tells about the father and his two sons. The young left home and spent all his ignorance living with the father at Paris with friends, staying alone at the end and without likes coming home. After a few weeks, he decided to go home and apologize to his father, who was not angry with him, and he resigned him happy.
Another story tells about a king with two employees. The first man was the king 100 coins, but as a canon claim, the king forgive him.
A few days later, this man looking on the other employer of the king that he paid the 10 coins he hopes. But the second employer doesn't have the coins and he asks to him to forgive the debit. The first employer gets angry and he takes him to the jail. The king hears the news and he is very angry and very sad. So he asks a guardian who called the first employee. When the man arrives to deceive the king, feels very afraid. The king said, I forgave you a David 100 coins, but you could not forgive 10 coins. So you deserve to go to the hell because you don't have feel compassion for others weaker than you. Do you have inner experience with Jesus?
Of course, I have any experience with Jesus. In my personal experience with Jesus, everything started when I was a child, about 13 years old, and I received to Jesus in my heart. In that moment, my friends and my family can see my change that little by little I'm doing because they look at me how a different person, for example, in my character, is very different. On the other hand, I always tell them about parables that Jesus said, and love and special parables is about the good Samaritan. And and maybe many of you know this story, but I want to remind you. A person was walking in the street and suddenly hit him. He was very injured and without nothing. After many years, people passed for the same way and they didn't help him. But later, a poor person passed for the same way and he helped him, although he didn't have money.
Um, this parable is demonstrate to us all that people have to love friends and enemies. Okay, I'm very sad. It's time to
Yes.
go to say goodbye.
Yes. Goodbye, friends.
Goodbye. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.